Peace and blessings to you today. Today is Monday, April 13th. Monday, April the 13th. And Chef Joseph, the entrepreneur, back at you again with another video. Interesting. So, I just want to drop another video off at you, especially to those of you who are moving into your destiny. Those of you who are, planning your next move, or your next moves. And in today's society, as you see, like, he who fails to plan plans to fail. See what I'm saying? And as a firm believer, as someone who's walking through life just like yourself, I have plans, dreams, and aspirations just like hopefully the next man or next woman, you know. But when you have a plan, it's something that I wanted for you to be mindful of, something that you need to be mindful of as far as you start moving into your plans, because a lot of times when you have a dream, you have a light, you have things that you're trying to do, then you'll have those who just want to come see what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? They just want to see. My mentor, shout out to Mr. Johnson, and you can put this in your toolbox as well. Faith is in the unseen. And he said, he wasn't disrespecting anybody's belief system, but he was saying, this is what he told me. He's transitioned now. He said, a lot of times, for those who claim to be believers, you always gotta want to see something. You know what I'm saying? You always gotta see. Let me see. But faith is in the unseen. Hello. And so some of you who claim to have faith, you claim to have, God is showing you something, all this kind of stuff, cool. No disrespect to that process. But why we always got to see something first when faith is in the unseen? So as you start building and you start to put your plans together, right? I know for me, I've noticed that the spaces that I'm in, I've dealt with a lot of people, some who just want to come see how you do this, see how you do that. Guess what? Under trade secret. And sometimes you might have to leave the room if I have to put certain formulas together, period. That's it. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people who don't have, they're not on their path, they want to see what you're doing to either copy it, to steal it, or to take it for themselves, things like that. And you have to be mindful of that. That's why whatever you're doing, make sure you got all your paperwork together as far as your trade secrets, your copyrights, your patents, things like that, because you want to protect your work to the fullest. See what I'm saying? And so, which brings me to the title of today's subject, the 52 fake. How many of y'all know what that is? Like to subscribe to the channel. How many of y'all know what the 52 fake is? Right? The 52 fake, to the best of my recollection, came out probably in the late 80s or in the 80s. It was a football play, basically. And it's a play called the 52 fake, is where the quarterback, when they center hikes the ball to the quarterback, hike, whatever. The quarterback will basically pass the ball back to the running back, like the running back's going to come through the two hole. And 2, 4, 6, 8, basically on the right side, basically, and to run through the two hole, the 52, the 5 back into the two hole, basically. But the 52 fake is when he act like he gonna hand the ball to the running back, but he tuck it up under his arm or tuck it behind his back, and he goes the other way, and everybody focusing on the running back. See what I'm saying? And then he takes the ball, he sling it, boom, touchdown. You know what I'm saying? Basically, he passes the ball to the wide receiver like that. So that's the 52 fake, and which is the title of today's video. Sometimes you have great plans. You have to run a 52 fake on these people. Who is these people, Chef? The people who want to find out what you're doing, how you're doing it, where you getting your stuff from, all this kind of stuff. Sometimes you got to tuck that ball and run the other way and send them that way. You know what I'm saying? Send them all the way to the East Coast while you go to the West Coast. See what I'm saying? Because people want to steal, some people that is, want to take your idea. Or they want to take your idea to run and tell someone else how they can do it, and oh, they ain't nothing to them because this is how they do it. They want to know your process. I'm talking about the 52 fake. And when you're working on something, especially with people who haven't put the skin in the game, they haven't, they haven't really been on a path of their own, to develop things for themselves, which is quite simple if you ask me. Well, it's kind of not simple. It's kind of both, because it's kind of simple in a way because all you need to do is look inside of yourself and see what your gift is, and then start working towards that gift. But it's kind of difficult because if you have a lot of distractions going on around you, then it's hard to stay focused on what it is you need to do, because what I'm saying, you're so distracted you can't find what your purpose is. That's why I say it's basically it's simple, but yet it's kind of complex, because you have to literally find yourself. You have to know who you are, and you have to know where you're going. I think in the movie, and I haven't seen this in years, but it was the Wiz, the White Wiz. You had the Black Wiz, and the White Wiz was called the Wizard of Oz. Excuse me, the White Wiz. Talking about the movie, the White Wiz was called the Wizard of Oz, and the Black Wiz, the Michael Jackson and Quincy Jones and Diana Ross one, was called the Wiz, which is tight, by the way. I wish I got a copy before they put it in the vault. But in the White Wiz, I think it was either that or the movie Labyrinth. But I think it was in the Wiz when someone asked Dorothy, like, where was she going? And she was like, I don't know. She said, well, and he said, if you don't know, then any road will take you there. You know what I'm saying? How many of y'all don't know where you're going today? Who do you know get in the car and just they don't know where they're going at all? You know what I'm saying? Even the city bus knows where it's going. The cars on the street that I'm seeing now, they pretty much have a destination. They pulling tractors and trailers and stuff behind them, but I'm sure they have a destination. But if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. Talking about the 52 fake. So here you are with your idea, your plan, something, your magnum opus that you've been working on, and you can't necessarily share that with everyone. Only the exception to that is if they have proven themselves worthy to be in that space. See what I'm saying? If they've proven themselves worthy to be in that space, you know what I'm saying, then, that speaks volumes within itself. But sometimes you got to run that 52 fake play. Hey, Chef, what you got going on, man? Yo, scrambling like eggs, yo. Scrambling like eggs. You know what I'm saying? Or where you going to be at this area? Hey, I don't know. Matter of fact, I might be in a helicopter going northwest. 52 fake. See what I'm saying? Because I know that for me, carrying a certain type of light, a certain type of vibration, certain type of frequency, you're on your trajectory to going upward. And when you have those that are around you who just want to see what you're doing, you know what I'm saying. Y'all know them type of people. You can see it. It's all over them. You know what I'm saying? You have to run that 52 fake. Hand the ball, act like you hand the ball, and you tuck that sucker and hit the other way. Seriously. Because them people will trip you up if you're not careful. I'm talking about the 52 fake. So be mindful, when you have your plans, your goals, your aspirations, hey, you can act like you're going to sling the ball. I think it's called a pump fake. Remember that in the football joint? The pump fake. When the quarterback, when he look like he's going to throw it, but he pump, then release it. See what I'm saying? Like if somebody like the defensive end coming at him, he act like he's going to throw it, but the defensive end go up and like he's going to block it. See what I'm saying? But he's like, pump it, and then he block it. His hand go down, right? And then he sling it. See what I'm saying? Pump fake. Same thing as that 52 fake. I run 52 fakes all day in my sleep. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I know that I've been called to do something great myself with my life. I know that I have been raised a certain way. I don't do a lot of excuses. I understand that most of the world today has excuses of why they won't get up. I was just at a shelter not too long ago, and you had a whole husband and wife team and a young man, a young boy, probably, I don't know, 16, 17, you know, no disrespect. He wants a job. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not saying I'm going to provide a job. I'm just saying we were just all talking. And he says he wants a job. Yeah, he needs to make some money and all that, and next thing you know, so when the question was posed to him, okay, here you go. Do you need to think about it, or are you ready? Well, let me think about it. So let's get this straight. You have zero, respectfully. Respectfully. I'm not saying zero like he's or not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, if you're sitting on empty, let's use it that way. If you're in a car sitting on empty, that's a very okay. Here we go with that. You in your vehicle and you have no gas, and the tank is empty, right? So someone comes by and said, "Hey, if you come help me out, whatever, whatever." You know what I'm saying? Here go at least $100 to put in your gas tank. Oh, do you want to go? I'm talking about legal stuff. I ain't talking about nothing illegal. I'm talking about work, as a man should do. If a man don't work, he don't eat. That's what the Bible say. So take it up with the scripture. You can take it up with white Jesus. You can take it up with black Jesus. You can take it up with baby Jesus. All three of them said it in red ink on top of that. Seriously. So now you got to go think about it. But your car's still on empty. Your car is still on empty. Your car is still on empty. Talking about the 52 fake. So that's just something. It's just really like, where's the disconnect? You know what I'm saying? It's a disconnect. In the world I come from, man, look, if a closed mouth don't get fed. If you have no gas in your car, and if you tell me to go pick up trash and you give me $10, like my daddy used to tell me, anything beats a blank. Anything beats a blank. And then if you offer that opportunity and they don't take it, and you circle back around, they still sitting there with the car on empty. Because they waiting on the bread of heaven to come out the sky and just lay it in your lap. Like Snoop Dogg said, really though. Really though. Really though. Really though. Really though. You really though, or you really do think that the manna of heaven is just gonna whoa and just land it in your lap. I'll just say, keep waiting and keep hoping and keep praying, and hopefully it'll come down to you. And you notice I ain't say nothing negative about it. I just said, if that's what you believe, you go ahead. You know what I'm saying? You go ahead. So anyway, talking about the 52 fake. You have to 52 fake these cats, man. You do. I've met many who, well, you offer a job, you offer a service. Well, you got a card? I'm about to say what that came to my mind. When I say this, don't take this any type of way. Okay, I ain't got to say it that way either, because I don't want to offend you religious folk. If you've been praying for a job, you've been praying for a change, and then the blessings show up right in front of your face, you need a business card. Everyone knows the person is legit. You see they're legit. It's like you literally got to pull their teeth or pull your teeth and just lay everything on the line and just die and lay on down and roll around in the mud and, do a Google search and all this kind of stuff before you know what I'm saying? It's like, convincing people is something, yo. And it's hard to convince people who can't even convince themselves. So the 52 fake is what we talking about. And if y'all have plans and aspirations to do something great for yourselves, hey, look, you have to 52 fake these cats. 52 fake them, send them all the way over there. The whole field gonna run this way. And there you go with the ball. You can sling that jump for a touchdown. All right. So Chef Joseph the Entrepreneur back at you again with another video. Like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your time. Thank you for just taking time to listen. But the 52 fake, don't forget it. Because them folks will take your ball and they'll run it for their touchdown and leave you behind. How many of y'all know what that's like? See what I'm saying? But anyway, y'all have a wonderful day. The 52 fake, don't forget it. Peace.